Hey artists, today we're going to be making our own koi pond. We'll draw all the different colored koi we would like in our whirling, swirling pond. Follow along with me and I'll show you the way to make your own koi pond. All right, we are going to draw our amazing koi pond. You could have one fish, two fish, three fish. It's going to be your choice. We're going to start with our pencil. I think the easiest way to draw a koi fish is it's kind of like a teardrop shape. So it's going to be like a rounded edge here, and then it's going to go up to a little kind of pointed shape like that. And that's how you're going to start your fish, the rounded shape with kind of the teardrop pointedness there. Then you're going to add their little tail. So it's going to be kind of a wispy that comes out like this, and a wispy that comes out like this. Does not need to look just like mine, just some kind of fishtail. The next thing we're going to do is add the shape of their fin that's on the top. So I do kind of like a long bumpy line. I make it more bumpy here, and that shows that fin that is on top of them. The next thing I'm going to do is add some fins that come off their side. So it's going to just be kind of this little wavy shape here and here. Now you're going to want to add the koi's eyes. So kind of just a circle shape, like a half circle shape. These are really fun because you can get really creative with their colors. There are so many different colors and varieties of koi fish. So there's my first one. I know that a lot of times in these koi fish ponds there are the little lily pads, and those usually are round and have like little cutout spots. So I could put a little lily pad here. Some of the lily pads are floating with little flowers on them. We could definitely add that. I think what I'm going to do is add another fish. Like I said, your pond is the whole page. So you could have one fish, two fish, three fish. It's going to be your choice. I think I'm going to make two. So I'm going to have this one again go out, and then that kind of rounded shape, and then it comes back down to the point. And the more you kind of wiggle it around, the more it looks like they're wiggling and swimming in the water. The next thing I'm going to do is add the fins again. Maybe this one has some bigger, more flowy fins. And I just think of them floating in the water and how the water's moving their body. On this one, I might make their little fins come out more too. So we always start with the same basic shape. We add the fins on the side and the fins on the tail. And then you want to put that kind of wiggly squiggly line that comes down to show the fin on his back, and then adding in their eyes. Half circles. And the darker circles on the inside there. Some of the koi fish even have kind of like, if you've ever seen a catfish, they have that similar kind of little mustache coming out. And if you want to draw that, I always think that looks kind of cool on them too. So you can see this one is a little different than that one. And when we color them, we can put the polka dots and the different bright colors and things like that. If you wanted to add even just another fish's little face coming out, you could have him come right through here. I might again add on that fun little mustache. Maybe this one's a little shorter. And then the eyes. And I still want to make sure he's got the fin and some of the side fins kind of flowing down here. All right, now I have 3 koi fish in my pond. Like I said, we could totally add some lily pads. They're usually round, and then just have some little cutout spots. So they're floating through the water. We're going to be drawing the water. We have a couple lily pads. We could have one of the little lily pads with the pretty bright flower on it. So I just kind of do like a squiggly, and then I'll put that little half circle, the little mark out of it to be the lily pad. And you could even have just like a little piece of like seaweed floating, the little green plant through here. It's your choice what you'd like to have flowing in the water. Once you are comfortable with your picture and you like everything you've got there, then we'll move to the next step. I'm adding one more little lily pad here that he's just kind of floating over the top of. All right, you get to decide what color you want each of your koi fish to be. I've seen some that have the orange spots and then the rest of their body is mostly white, so I was going to start with that, where they have kind of just different orange little splotches. And I'm just going to go through and color in those splotches on his body. And you can be using your colored pencils. I went for marker for a brighter look, but it'll be your choice. And then I think on these, I'm going to show just kind of like the white mixed with the orange on his fins. So I'm just kind of showing there's a little mix of like white and orange stripes on his fins. And then I'll just show some more of those little polka dot spots. And you can just design it however you would like. I'm gonna do the fins like I did over there too, just kind of like a stripy fin. But they're really cool. They have so many different colors you could choose from. Just adding in those little polka dots. All right, I really like the way he's looking. I am going to grab my black and just kind of fix up the eye a little bit with the black. Maybe I'll outline that. All right, so there's his eyes and his body, his little stripes, and I'm really liking that one. I think on the next one, I might do some orange, yellow, and black spots. Like I said, these come in so many different colors. So on this one, I might do some orange, some yellow spots. And then maybe I'll add some black little polka dot spots. And once I have like the spots all colored in, I'm going to use my orange crayon to color his body kind of a lighter orange. And again, it's going to be your choice exactly what colors you want for your koi fish. And that's why they're so awesome and why so many people use them in their gardens as just a visual, is because they're really beautiful fish and they're very flowy and they come in all these different colors. So I went ahead and started out with the marker spots, and I'm using the crayon to color in the body of this fish. And then I want to be thinking about what do I want my last fish to be colored. And then we can start working on our plant life, our lily pads, and our little floating plant life. my last koi fish, I think I'm going to do him red with the black stripes or little polka dots. So I'm just adding a little red marker for the detail. And I might do some of the scales, the little fish scales. And then I'll go ahead and color in the eye. And I'm going to give him some black polka dots. So I saw lots of these have really cool patterns with little polka dots, big patches. So we can just design them however we like. And then I think I'm going to use my red crayon to kind of finish that up. Now that all of your awesome koi fish are done, you can start working on your plant life. So, like I said, these can have like the flowers in the middle. So I can take some yellow and put like a little yellow flower. I can grab my pink crayon and make it one that's like a little yellow and pink. And then you can outline it with marker if you like. You could color it in fully with your marker. You could just outline it and then use your crayon or colored pencil. That's going to be your choice. So we'll get that colored in. And we're just going to work on coloring in all of our plants, our lily pads, any of the little vines floating through the water, because we're going to do the water last. So go ahead and be thinking, what color do you want your little flowers in the water? And how are you going to color in your lily pads and plants? Now we can start coloring the water. And there's lots of ways you could do your water. What I think looks really good is if we make everything have a little bit of a shadow. And we can do that by kind of outlining the outside of our fish and the outside of the plants first, and then coloring in all of the water. And that just gives it like there's a little shadow underneath where they're swimming. And so I like to turn my paper to make it easier for me to make the lines, and I'm just pushing with my blue marker all the way around the outside of my fish. And I'm going to do that around the edge of everything, around the edge of the fish, the plants. And then when we color it in, it just gives it a really cool kind of a shadow that surrounds each little piece. So already it kind of makes that fish pop out. And so we would do that around the outside of our lily pad, around the outside of our fish. So no rush, just take your time. Carefully turn your paper as you need to. If you want to do it this way, you don't have to do it this way. You could just color in the background with your blue crayon or your blue colored pencil. But I just think this gives it a really neat look when we're done to have this shadow that kind of goes around where they're swimming. So I'm just adding it, this little outline all the way around the fish, the plants, and everything we drew. So it would even go around this. And around the fish, just around every piece. All right, just need to finish that up. Now that you outlined everything with marker, we're going to take our blue crayon and we're just going to color in the water. Just using nice, smooth drawing and coloring in all of this water blue. So your little pond has all of your koi fish and your plants, and it's looking pretty cool. And we're going to continue coloring in all the white space until all the white space is gone and our water is colored in. And this could take us a little bit of time, because that is a lot of coloring. Now that your koi fish are colored in and the water is colored in, we could add a few little things like some bubbles. So you push harder with your crayon and you could put the little bubbles in the water, which I think looks kind of cool. So you could put that by their face. You could also use the harder pressure to draw some motion lines to show like they're swimming. So like just some little lines like this around their body makes it look like they're moving through the water. It's just like short curved lines by their fins. So just little short curved lines. Makes it look like they're kind of moving through the water. So short little curved line, short lines. And I just think it really enhances our picture. And voila, you are finished with your koi pond. I can't wait to see what you created.